we've got disc herniation, and here we have sciatica. So do you guys know, anybody know what sciatica is? You've all heard sciatica. What is it to you? What is the definition to you? If somebody says sciatica, what do you think?
Compression of the sciatic nerve.
Okay, and good. And where is the sciatic nerve? Yes. Exactly. It goes through exactly back there. And what is it that the sciatic nerve is made of? What makes up the sciatic nerve? It's a nerve. Where does it come from?
From the spine.
What? Yep, good.
Caudus equinus.
Not the caudus equinus.
Comes out through the
Yeah.
brain, right?
It does come out through here, right? Through the sciatic notch, right? And it is nerves. It's huge. It's a huge nerve bundle. So it takes all your spinal nerves, puts them into a nice cord. I think I have a picture coming up here. Sorry, I'll backtrack and then I'll show you. But the true sciatica is caused by compression of the sciatic nerve. True sciatica is compression in the buttock from the piriformis on the sciatic nerve. And the sciatic nerve, you need to think about it as a nerve bundle. It is not one nerve. Okay, so it is a bunch of nerves together. So true sciatica is pressure at the piriformis on the sciatic nerve. And that can cause symptoms down the leg, in the buttock, anywhere. Yeah, go.
Is it the same as piriformis syndrome? Or is that one?
Piriformis syndrome is spasming of the piriformis.
Okay, so that's different.
Different, yes.
Could you have it from that?
You could have piriformis syndrome that causes sciatica.
Yeah.
That's very true, yes. Okay, so then it's often used to describe nerve pain. It's often, should say nerve pain, causes the nerve exits the spinal cord. So people use sciatica term incorrectly because sometimes there's a compression in the spine that's causing symptoms in the leg. And a lot of times people say, I have sciatica just because they have symptoms in the leg. So sciatica is not really just symptoms in the leg. Sciatica is pressure on the sciatic nerve. Okay, so if we were going to be really correct, but you'll see it from doctors too, sciatica.
So it's the piriformis compression. So isn't that often like a genetic thing? Like that's just your anatomy?
Okay, good question. So there could be a genetic thing. So for some people, it's a small, I don't know the percentage, unfortunately. That would be something to look up, but some people, so in most people anatomically, the sciatic nerve runs right under the piriformis. Some people are a little bit less fortunate and their sciatic nerve actually splits the piriformis. So their sciatic nerve is embedded in, or at least a piece of it embedded into the piriformis itself. So those people, I would think, would be more likely to have sciatica. Because the piriformis, you guys have all worked with a lot of people, you know that people get that thing so wound up and tight at times. And imagine if a huge nerve is running through it, or even a piece of that nerve running through it, they might have more problems because of that, yes. So that is the genetic thing that could happen anatomically. Otherwise, I don't think there's any genetic predisposition to sciatica other than that. So yeah, just remember that they can extend all the way down the leg and to the foot following the nerve root of compression. And then, go ahead, sorry. So this is why I was showing you the dermatomes, because so we also call, so sciatic nerve is actually L1 all the way through, bunched together through the sciatic notch and down to the back of the leg. Right, and then the nerves separate again and they run their course through the dermatomes on that dermatome pathway. So L5S1 to the posterior, and then starting here, L1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, the bottom of the foot is mostly S1 and S2. So we could have radiating symptoms. They could be calling it sciatica. But really, there's that difference. So we want to discover, if we can, as PTs and doctors, is it from the spine or is it from the sciatic nerve bundle here in the buttocks? And what are we going to do to help them in either case? So sometimes people will...
somebody like with a herniation, like L2,
yes.
It could have symptoms of sciatica.
Could have...
That's how it all manifests.
Right, so somebody with a herniation at L2, I would assume that if the herniation at L2 was the only nerve problem or problem they had, it would be affecting that L2 nerve. So you would expect to see symptoms at L2. You wouldn't expect from that to see symptoms down the outside of the leg, right? And so that, people are calling that sciatica, but that's not sciatica because it's not affecting the sciatic nerve, it's affecting the L2 nerve root. So we would want to think about the back, really, as what are we doing with the back to help that person, rather than what are we doing at the buttock. Or maybe usually some combination of both, but it is a different place of compression. And then something that I haven't talked about, but it is relevant too, is we learned it in PT school as double crush crunch syndrome. So what happens too in the body, you can't really separate one part from the other imperatively, right? The description they gave us was, imagine a garden hose. If you have a garden hose and it's twisted up at the top near the faucet, you still get some water out the bottom, but maybe not as much pressure. But then if you go midway and twist it again, now all of a sudden there's really very little water coming out, right? So we've compressed high up, and then if we compress lower down again, we're going to start having more problems, right, than if we just had one area of compression. So a lot of times, if that L2 herniation, they're getting irritation at L2, then as it comes through the buttock, now their body's sort of in spasm and they've done these compensatory patterns and all kinds of things. So their buttock and their piriformis is tighter than it needs to be. They're also getting maybe some compression there. And that may be causing more symptoms down the leg than what they would get if they didn't have that also going on, right? So by the time we compress several times on a nerve, we're having more and more symptoms and more problems. And the nerves get more sensitive the more pressure they have. So they're more likely to have a sensitivity lower down if they have something going on higher up, right? Okay. So the pain, it can be pain, it can be numbness, it can be tingling. Those are all burning, those are all relevant things, relevant ways to feel it. And here it is, finally. So you can see all coming down, bundling together, and that's where it bundles all together as a sciatic. And then here's a little bit of just remind.